80% of the people, no matter what sex you're talking about, are chasing 10 to 20% of the people. And because they're chasing 10 to 20% of the people, they're getting crapped on by that 10 to 20%. It's only 10 to 20% of the people doing all the crapping. They're the ones that are ghosting everybody. That 10 to 20% is doing all the ghosting. That 10 to 20% is doing all of the using. That 10 to 20% is, or at least the vast majority of it, they're doing the vast majority of the ghosting, the vast majority of the using. They're doing the vast majority of the hit it and quit it. They're doing the vast majority of the using people, the gaslighting, all that old stuff that people talk about. There is a small group of people who have the opportunity to do all of this stuff. And you're comparing the entire sex, or you're grouping the entire sex in with those people. There are a lot of nice women out here in the world who would never use you for a date and try to eat off of you and not have any interest in you. But you're not trying to go out with them most of the time. You're trying to go out with that 10 to 20%. There's a lot of guys out here who would never hit it and quit it. They would never put you in the friends with benefits zone. But you're not trying to go out with those people. You're trying to go out with people who will put you in the friends with benefits zone because they have the option to do so. They got a bunch of people that's going after them, so they have the opportunity to do what they want. And that's what you see a lot of. So what do we do about this? This is where game comes in. I'm going to be real with you. When people talk to me about any kind of problem, whether it's racism, sexism, classism, a recession, I choose not to participate. And if I'm going to participate, I'm going to participate on the winning end. Period. I can't tell you how to do something about the fact that 80% of the people chase 10 to 20% of the people. I don't freaking know. I think that's been going on since the beginning of time. But it's just that the 10 to 20% that they saw were closer to them. Now it's the whole world. I don't know what to do about that. But I can tell you how to get into the 10 to 20. That I can do. That's where I can help you. I can't change the world, but I can help you navigate the world that we live in. So this is where game comes in. This is why I talk about game so much. Because most of the time, you may not accept the fact that you're not in the top 10 to 20%, but I'm going to tell you this. If you feel that all men are users, you're not in the top 10 to 20%. That's going to hurt some feelings. If you feel that all women are users and all women don't put you first, you're not in the top 10 to 20%. Because if you were, you would not feel that way. You may feel that women are gullible. You may feel that men are gullible. You may feel that at their core, they only do stuff because of what you look like or who you are as a person or your game. Okay. But you wouldn't feel like everybody you dealt with was a user. Everybody you felt with actually wanted to be with somebody other than you. You wouldn't feel like that if you were in the top 10 to 20%. So the way to be in the top 10 to 20% is by understanding game, understanding how this thing works. If you're not getting swiped on Tinder, it is because your pictures suck. It's not because of racism. It's not because of sexism. It's not because the world is out to get you and everybody is a narcissist and everybody's a fuck boy or all these women are just haters. None of that. Your pictures suck. That's why they're not swiping on you. If nobody's hitting you up on a dating site, your pictures suck. And your pictures probably don't suck because you're ugly. They suck because of the way you took them. They suck because of the message that they convey. That's game. If nobody's trying to holler at you in your college or the school you're in, then guess what? It's not because they're racist or they all are just haters. It's because of the way that you present yourself when you go to school. is because the way you present yourself at work. It is because of the way you act, the way you carry yourself, and what people think that they would get out of connecting with you. That's game. Game is understanding where you are in the world. When you look back to 1960, 1955, and you saw these people getting married and staying married, it's because they understood where they were in the world. They understood that it made sense to stay married for their situation. They understood what it took for them to get married and stay married. They understood they were going to have to put up with certain things to stay married and get married, all of that. They understood that. Now what has happened, unfortunately, is we live in a world of second place and participation trophies. Everyone's happy to get anything. Hey, you showed up. You should get some kind of prize for that. And anyone who won't give you a prize is a narcissist, is a jerk, is a hater. They're racist. They're sexist. They're a race baiter. Whatever it is that you need to believe, whatever it is that helps you sleep at night. This is what you say about people. And it's unfortunate, but it's the way that things have become. Understanding game is really figuring out, hey, where am I really in the world? Where am I? Where do I rank? Am I in this top 10 to 20% that people are checking for? And no, you don't have to have $1 million. No, you don't have to be a size 2. No, you don't have to be 6 feet tall, 6 feet 3, 6 feet 5. And it don't believe me. I don't ever want y'all to just take my word for anything. Go and look out in the world. Look how many people who are not rich are getting all the guys, all the girls. Look how many guys who are not 6 feet tall. Heck, look at somebody like Floyd Mayweather. You think if he walked in here right now, and Floyd Mayweather's considerably shorter than me, we went out to the club together, you think the girl's gonna be like, yo, there go Chazz? Well, they're gonna be like, there go Money Mayweather. I'm not delusional. They're gonna be like, there go Money Mayweather. They're gonna be like, who is that? There go Money Mayweather. And the dude with Money Mayweather. I'm cool with that. But once you understand certain things and you stop being angry at the system and angry at the way things are, now you can start using it to your advantage. People feel like they have a lot of options, but that means you have a lot of options too. It's just how you present yourself to those options. If you start putting more time and energy into the way you present yourself online, the way you present yourself at work, the way you present yourself in the classroom if you're in college or something like that, and just the way you act and the way you connect with people and what you do on dates, if you start putting more energy into that, you'll be surprised how much you stop hating the opposite sex. How much you stop lamenting about how bad everybody else is. It's just like poverty and struggle. When you're a member of the poor, then you talk about how bad capitalism is and how bad it is to be poor and how bad the system is and how it's treating you. But when you got bread in your pocket, you don't really see it that way. You might try to fake it for people who are poor, but you don't really see it that way. If you're not winning in the dating game, of course you feel like the opposite sex is the problem and they're mean and they're jerks and they're bad people. But if you're winning, you don't really feel that way. So winning is all about game. I do a bunch of videos about game. I talk about game with my premium content. I got Cold Hearted Game. You can get that for like 20% off. I talk about this all the time because this is the thing that separates you from the people crying about how bad the world is and the people benefiting off of the world the way it is. You're not about to change the way people think and the way people see the world, but you can change your picture on Facebook. You can change your stories on Instagram. You can change what you wear when you come to school or work. You can change whether you go out with your friends and have a good time and actually talk to people rather than just looking at the ground. You can actually change that. That's not even making real fundamental changes to yourself. Because look, I think most of the time trying to make fundamental changes is almost impossible. But making superficial changes can make all the difference in the world. That's the reality of it. When you want to deal in the dating game, this is what you got to be real about. What do I have to change? What's life going to force me to change? If you're lazy and you don't have a job and you don't have the ability to make money, well, you need to change that whether you're in a dating game or not, because how are you going to eat and live? If you're not taking care of yourself physically, diabetes does not negotiate. Heart disease does not negotiate. High blood pressure does not negotiate. That means you're going to have to change those things regardless. And that's going to help you in the dating game. If you're not presenting yourself in the best light, as far as be real with yourself, like go look at your pictures on Facebook, go look at your pictures on WhatsApp, go look at your pictures on Tinder or wherever you might be trying to pick people or find people. Go look at your pictures for real. And ask yourself, do you got pictures that only show you from the neck up? Do you got pictures that are blurry and old? And is your about me section talking about all your past relationships and problems? Keep it a buck. If that's the case, that's probably why you're not successful. That's probably why anytime you find somebody and you do get a date, they treat you like crap. Or you find somebody you're not interested in. Because you're not pushing yourself into that top 10 to 20% so that you have the opportunity to refuse those that wouldn't be a good fit for you. Game. Understand it. Use it. Stop complaining about this opposite sex is this way and that way. Some of y'all not even to the point where any of that matters to you yet. You got to get somebody first. All right. Let me go into some of these questions and see if I can read them or whatever y'all got going on. Let me see what's going on here. Yeah, you really couldn't catfish back in the day. She said, Chazz said you can't catfish back in the day. You ain't never lied. Yeah, I saw Coming to America. Leslie Jones was fixed up. That does help. That does help. I'm going to try to read through some of y'all questions here. If y'all got any more, hit me up. Try to ask me some more questions. Get up in the super chat, all right? I'm going to push you to the top. You know, support the live stream. Get into this super chat. You know, make your little donations and whatnot. Everything is appreciated. Hit the like button. Yeah, man, I don't know if I can read your name. Helian Valdarez. Did I get it right? I probably messed that up. My bad. Yeah, hit that like button. What's good with you? T. Mills Davis. Miss Jackson. Yeah, it has been a long time, you know, but I'm back at it again. I'm trying to figure out the chat situation, but you know how it go. Yeah, the options, man. The options are everything. This person says, I believe it's how the person is raised in the community that they're from. Yeah, to a certain degree. I agree with that to a certain degree. It's how you're raised in the community you're from to a certain degree. But when you start adding options, that's going to change. Have you ever seen people who will come from like a third world country to America, and at first the time when they first come here, they like, oh man, here's how I save money, and I don't eat this, and I don't care about that. But then they stay in America for about 5-10 years, and they totally different. I used to play basketball with guys like that. They would come from somewhere else, and they have a totally different idea of what things were and what they needed or whatever. They be here for a while and they get all them options. Next thing you know, they out here eating McDonald's and stuff just like the rest of us. So I don't know about that. I get it. I think there's a baseline of how you were raised, but after a while, when you get them options, you're gonna start exercising them. Period. I know a lot of y'all want to believe that there's some world where you're going to find somebody who will just take you at the lowest level possible. But ask yourself this question. Why ain't you doing that? Everybody wants to get what they can possibly get, the best they can possibly get. Just like you. Because if you didn't, you would have been married a long time ago and you wouldn't have had no problems. But of course, you wanted to get the best option possible. Like everybody else. There's nothing wrong with that. Everybody wants to get the best option possible. You can't get mad at that.
Pops, I'm hurt. She done left me, man. What you think I should do? Boy, back in my day, all you had to do was go to her job and you cry and you get down on your knees. You beg and plead for her sympathy. I'm telling you, boy, that's all you gotta do. Pops, you talking about stalking her. That's a crime now.
Yo, it's your man, Chazz Ellis. And I know y'all tired of getting this same old 1965 game that never works. Well, click the link below and check out 9 ways to get your ex back. This is cold-hearted game where I give you different techniques to turn the tables on your ex and get them chasing you for a change.